There was a series in the 90s, I guess, black produced, right?
No.
Yeah, Milestone Comics.
Or it's a comic company.
A comic company. It featured a very multicultural cast of superheroes, which, let's face it, isn't a thing. Characters like Static, that you know from the cartoon series, and who is now currently in the DC. Actually, all of Milestone was purchased by DC,
and they supposedly integrated it. Not very well, but they integrated it.
But I read the old ones, and I like the old ones.
Yes.
A lot of the storylines had to do with, from I remember from Milestone Comics, were inner city gang wars and
except for Icon,
but a lot of drug stuff because drug awareness is really popular.
Well, like I mean, their Milestone's version of X-Men, the Blood Syndicate, was kind of good but bad. You know, like they were.
I feel like they were just on the cusp of like,
they were a gang of anti-heroes. You know, so like they had superpowers. They got their superpowers from the same spill that Static Shock got his powers from.
The Big Bang.
The Big Bang. So they got their powers from the Big Bang, and then
and they're Bang babies, right? That was the
yeah, but they were gang people before this, and so sometimes they fight for good, sometimes they fight for, and I liked that. These are the myths of a modern era, and I like when they try to say something. They use their urban comic company to say something about things that were going on in urban areas.
Dwayne McDuffie, one of the writers for Milestone, a really great writer. He actually worked on the Just League series. Lots of DC animation work. He passed away maybe like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, but I just want to give a shout out to his work because really, I think the Milestone run in itself was a milestone.
Yes.
Because I mean, a lot of times when like I kind of feel anytime any people of color are showcased, it's a step forward for all of us.
Like I liked the style of Milestone. I liked how gritty. I liked how violent it was. Like it was right up there with the same company that made Spawn.
Spawn, fuck, we haven't called Spawn yet. Spawn's a whole other badass character too.
Yeah. See, I got mixed feelings about Spawn.
Well,
at the end of the day, he went to hell. No.
Where's my Meteor Man reboot?
I like Meteor Man. I like Meteor Man. I think that my love for Meteor Man is connected to the fact that there are just so few black superheroes that whenever there is one, you're like, yeah, Meteor Man.
Also, a recent trend of I guess
like the way they took Thor and made him.
Reinventing characters into whatever demographic that is. When Superman died, one of the 4 potential Supermen was John Henry Steele.
Yes.
I think that's a cool character. Although even though Shaq did him, but you know that.
We just like to pretend that movies didn't happen. All the Shaq movies, just pretend those didn't happen.
We as
Shazam.
Everybody. Not black people.
All of the people like to.
I should review that.
What was my biggest problem with that movie was that I went in expecting a full body suit like what I saw in the comic.
Yeah. It was so cheap that, I mean, your movie's steel, right? And when your mask is so flimsy and it just flips with the wind, like that's a
You know what I think the real problem was? I think that Shaq was just too big.
I think it was like a full mask, but then when you put it on, it just kind of stretched.
They're like,
cut the mouth out, it works.
That's fine. No, they put it on and it broke, and they were like, okay, we'll just cut these pieces off. I think with someone like Nick Fury, I think that that's a perfect character to take and make black. Make black. If you're gonna characters like Superman and like Spider-Man, I don't want you to turn them into black.
No.
But you could take just a regular background guy who no one knew anything about him anyway. Like if Falcon wasn't already black, they just made him black. I would be okay with that.
The reason why they changed Nick Fury to a black character, or Samuel Jackson basically, in the Ultimate series, is I applaud Marvel for really trying to make a more broader spectrum. You know, the reason why it works so well with Nick Fury is because that cool spy character that Nick Fury was in the '60s isn't what it is now. Who is a badass you would take orders from no matter what? Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson. His presence as an actor inspired not only a reinvention of a character, but also the definitive version of the character. Yeah. Miles Morales is really cool for me because I've noticed in the last year, because I cosplay. There's one guy that does Miles, and we're doing the Avengers run, right? Yeah. Everybody running the marathon was like, oh, like moms, old like grandpas, Miles Morales. That's cool. They're they knew the character. That's awesome. Yeah. Like if you've ever read the new Ultimate series with Miles, At first, they're like, oh my god, they killed off Spider-Man, But you really, the fact that Miles he started his career so much younger than Peter did, because he's like 13 or 12 when he gets the powers, So he's really Spider-Boy. He's not but he is a very young Spider-Man.
That's probably what they'll bring him in as in the new one.
It's kind of funny how he doesn't have the same story. His origin kind of envelops into what it is. It kind of echoes the same type of mythology.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think bringing in some of these newer people will actually be good for some of these movies.
MacLeod is a black character.
Like I said, truthfully, if you give me Milestone, almost all of them I'm gonna like. I like Hardware. I like Static. I like the original Static Shock, not the new one where he wears a bra on his head. The old version of Static Shock.
Now there's also a Storm. Storm's another famous black superhero. We
have to mention every single.
I know. I'm trying.
Let me get on Wikipedia. Hold on. We're not going to name every single one.
Why not?
We're going to name the most.
We're going to take up an hour.
I mean, to me, my favorite, my absolute favorite, my absolute hands down favorite is going to be Black Panther. Black Panther is like what he does and all that type of stuff. It also has to do with the mythology behind Black Panther that I really like.
It's a very rich mythology.
It has a very rich mythology.
I would say it's between Miles Morales and Black Panther. You're right, I do like a lot of Black Panther stories. I kind of feel when I read the Ultimate Comics, I get a, because when I read Spider-Man, I kind of felt like, oh, I feel like Peter Parker, and then with Miles, I feel like, oh man, that's my little brother. I get, thank you, Jordan, for talking about all this stuff.
That's what I'm here for.
Thanks for watching, guys. I mean, I hope you make some videos too, so we can have you back on.
Well, maybe one day.
Yeah, Jordan gave me a lot of content. I have a lot that I didn't do. So thank you for that.
We can make 2 shows out of this.
But once again, my name is Guitar Reigns.
Jordan Lima.
And I'll put all the links to Jordan's awesome DJ page and all the great things he's doing at Invisible Touch and on his own. Do you have a?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's coming.
But
Watch out.
Once it's there, I'm going to put a link down below, and we'll have all
I might be a little bit too controversial for most of you.